In my new car. Does it look different in here? Y'all are so used to all my car chats in my other car. It feels weird to be in this one. But we have a Q&A today. I have been saying I was going to do one of these, an updated Q&A, for so long, and I just put it off because, I don't know, they intimidate me a little bit because I'm like just not used to talking to a camera as much as I am like vlogging and like workout videos, of course. But I figured we'll do an updated Q&A. I've got lots to chat with you guys about, and forewarning, I can talk for hours and I can digress very easily. So we're just gonna jump right on in. Okay, we're gonna jump right on into it. Okay, so I didn't even like pre-plan these. I just screenshotted some good ones when I asked on my Instagram Q&A type Instagram story thing, and we're just gonna go for it. A lot of the questions ask me like where I live now, where I'm from. So a little background about me is that I'm from Kalamazoo, Michigan. I moved to Alabama to go to University of Alabama, and then now I live in Tampa, Florida. Just moved here in the last month, and yeah. So I'm all over the place, and my family's all over the place too. My dad's in Michigan, mom's in Ohio, sister's in Florida. So we've been scattered, and yeah, that's the background on where I'm from. First one is, lots of these questions had to do with my fitness journey, so I am kind of gonna like go deeper into each of these questions. But how did you stay motivated at the beginning of your fitness journey? And I think that this is a hard one. I don't love the word motivation, and I think that's because it's so fleeting. Like, I remember my freshman year of college is pretty much when my fitness journey started. I played soccer my entire life, and when I no longer had the structure, and I also had a personal trainer when I was playing soccer in high school, when I no longer had the structure going into college and no longer lived at home, I felt like I completely lost all sense of how to move my body and fuel my body, because when you are on a team, you're told pretty much exactly what to do and when to do it. And also, I was pretty much able to eat whatever I wanted when I was playing soccer all the time, because I was burning so many calories, running constantly, and you know, I was younger. So how did I stay motivated at the beginning of my fitness journey? I didn't stay motivated. It was a start and stop. And I remember taking so many before photos, and I was so driven by that after photo that I wanted so badly that I kind of put my energy levels and my strength and my relationship with food and my quality of life in general on the back burner for the idea of this after photo. And I think a lot of you guys can probably relate to, I think this was 2016, that Pinterest was more so, like, Pinterest was kind of where you got your fitness motivation and or inspiration, I guess I should say, rather than Instagram. Like, Instagram was not about fueling your body and strength training and all of these people who are into their health journeys. It was more so like, I remember going on Pinterest and being like, yeah, this is my goal body. I want to look just like this girl, and that's where I want to be. And so motivation, it wasn't there when I was starting out. And I think that if I could go back and tell my 18-year-old self, like, hire someone, or, you know, really do your research on how to fuel your body and what is the efficient way of working out, I think I would have gotten a lot farther with my progress than what I did. I think that I felt like I was spinning my wheels for so long. But when I did move to Alabama for my sophomore year of college, because I went to Western Michigan my freshman year, when I moved my sophomore year to Alabama and I got a personal trainer, it was when my fitness journey completely took off. I finally had some structure. I had someone to keep me held accountable, and I also like learned so much throughout that year and ended up realizing that fitness was actually my outlet for a lot of stress, and it helped my anxiety a lot during that time. I was very, very anxious all of the time. Okay, this one says, do you ever have body image issues? And I think the answer is, don't we all? I have really improved on this over the last year or so. I used to be so mean to myself, and my best friend and I, Jeannie, I'm sure you guys have seen her on my stuff and then also have heard me talk about her, but we used to like force each other into saying nice things about ourselves to each other, because when we would even do this thing, like if you ever said something bad about yourself, like I hate the way I look in this, I look so this, we would make each other Venmo each other $5. It was ridiculous, but it like made ourselves stop and think and be like, okay, is this worth $5 saying that we look so awful? I know that's like a really goofy, ridiculous thing to do, but it actually, like, we held each other accountable when it comes to positive self-talk. And now I like think about it more. I'm like, why am I so mean to myself? Like if I'm trying on something and something doesn't fit me, I'm like, oh, I look so this. And then I stop myself and I'm like, no, I am strong. I am the way I am, and there are so many things that I love about myself that have nothing to do with the way my body looks. My body is functioning, my body is strong, and I don't know. I think that I've kind of disconnected from my physique when it comes to self-worth a lot. I know we all want to look our best, and we all want to feel the most confident in ourselves, but I think that confidence has actually come from so many different avenues than just the way my physique looks lately. So yes, I struggle with body image every once in a while, but I think it's really improved as I've like poured into different parts of my fitness journey. Like I used to have my physique as my driving force, and now I realize like my mental health, my relationship with food, my mood, my energy levels, like those all kind of come before my physique. My physique follows, but those come before that, and I think that body image kind of benefits from that. I hope that makes sense. This one says, do you ever eat fast food? I want to eat better, but your girl loves Domino's. I got you, girl. I actually don't eat fast food. I'll be honest, I really don't, and that's not me saying like I don't eat fast food. I don't know. I guess what is fast food? I do eat things like, there's a place called Fresh Kitchen here. I like Chipotle. I like a couple different places like that. I love acai bowls. But when it comes to like going through a Taco Bell or going through McDonald's or something like that, I personally don't actually eat fast food, and that is because I love cooking my own food, which I'm sure y'all know. I love grocery shopping. I love knowing what's going in my food. Also, I have like a very sensitive stomach, so I don't like I love dairy. But I don't eat dairy because I feel better. My skin cleared up so much when I started eating at home more. If you've been here for a long time, or if you've followed me on Instagram for years, you know I used to eat out for every single meal. Like I would have Chipotle almost every single day, and now I have it like once a month maybe, and I have like a couple different staples that I'll eat when I go out to eat, but I am not really a fast food person anymore. I used to love Chick-fil-A so much, but now I just don't ever really get it. This one says, your goals, what do you do as a career? Oh, that's sweet. I am an online fitness coach, obviously, as we've already been talking about it, and then I also do social media. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and online coaching are all my different avenues of income, streams of income, and I have the best job ever. I absolutely love every bit of it. This one said, I'll expand on that. This one says, are you self-made? Do you ever talk about how you afford your lifestyle? Whatever. She goes on, and I had a couple different questions, and I think what she means by self-made is, am I supported by my family financially, or have I been? And it's crazy, and I know from the outside looking in, you can say like, oh, this person has this person does this, and almost be envious of it. And I think that it's important to not compare yourself to others on social media and what they have and think that those are all things that you just absolutely need in order to be happy. But I will say that I am completely, I do support myself fully. I have supported myself fully for years. I worked full-time all throughout college, and actually even before college I was a nanny and I babysat every single day of the week when I was in high school, and actually started that in middle school. I've always been really into supporting myself as much as I could. Obviously I had a lot of help throughout middle school and high school, like everyone else hopefully does as well. But going into college, I started working full-time. I was a waitress my freshman year full-time while also babysitting every day. And then I moved to Alabama and I got a different job at a real estate company, worked full-time then. And this was all throughout school. So working throughout school full-time was so difficult, but I think it's one of the best things that's ever happened to me because it gave me this drive to grind, you know, and really figure out what my passions are. I think that if I would have started after college, I would have had a slower start and kind of more of like a reality check. So yes, I do support myself fully. This one says, how has social media affected your health and daily routine, if at all? And let me start off by saying I absolutely love what I do for a living. It's a dream. Like I studied marketing and advertising in school, and the way my brain works is very marketing oriented. And if you ever want to talk to me about calculus or engineering or math in general, no thank you. But if you want to talk business and you want to talk marketing, I'm locked in. That's definitely the way. I have a creative brain for sure, which is awesome that I'm able to use my passion for health and fitness while also using what I studied in school, which was marketing. And so social media has affected my mental health in a lot of amazing ways. I'm able to have a creative outlet, but it also is really challenging to feel like you have to be creating 24/7. And it also makes you feel like you almost have to stay so consistent on things that are almost like inevitable to fall apart every once in a while. Oh gosh, I don't even know if that makes sense. But I think that my social media has a very like positive, motivating type feel to it. And so when I'm having a really hard day, it almost feels like I don't allow myself to have a hard day. And that is really hard with social media. It feels like you have to put on this face, and majority of the time I'm not doing that. I choose to kind of take a step away and to not post as much that day if I am kind of having a hard day. But I will say that comparison's really hard. I don't necessarily compare myself to other people's fitness journey as much. I used to kind of do that, but now it's like creators. Like it's like, wow, they're so aesthetically pleasing and I'm not. And I think that every creator probably feels like that. Like you feel like you're comparing your work to other people's work and you're like, oh gosh, I need to improve in this aspect with my content. So that has been hard on me. Also, mean comments. I'm like the most sensitive human, honestly, and that probably doesn't surprise anyone, but I am very sensitive and I have the nicest following ever. I don't think I've ever come across another creator who has a following as nice and supportive as mine. And I mean, I don't look through everyone's comments, so maybe that's common, but I am like so blessed with the following that I have. Like y'all are all just like, you guys feel like my humans, but every once in a while there's a mean comment in there that kind of shakes me a little bit. And at first I never had those mean comments. It was like everyone was so nice and so loving. So when I did get a few mean comments, it shook me to my core. But I remember telling my sister, I'm done with social media. This is like too much for me to handle, and I cannot deal with the mean comments. And she just was like, do you read these comments? Like, do you actually? And my dad said the same, and actually my mom and dad both said the same thing. They're like, you have the nicest following ever, and you're going to let a couple rude people who are so miserable that they need to tear down a stranger, you're gonna let them tear you apart and take you away from what you're doing for a living. And I was like, yeah, you're right. That's so stupid. That's so stupid. And I don't even know those people. What do they matter in the grand scheme of things when it comes to tearing me down? So it has impacted my mental health before, but I will say now I just block and delete like it's nobody's business. If you say anything that like does not positively impact me, I'm like, block. Do you want kids? If so, how many? I really would love to have 2 to 3. I feel like 3 kids would be ideal. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, that's obviously down the line, and a lot of people have messaged me that, like, do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? And I'm just thinking, like, maybe I come off as this person who wants to have all white furniture in their home forever and never wants any animals, never wants any kids, husbands, or anything. But yes, I would love to be married and have kids someday, and 2 to 3 if possible, of course. I am about to be an aunt though, and I am very excited about that. I only have one sister, and she's having her first kid and a little boy, and I'm gonna be an aunt. So it's really amazing that I can be close by. I'm within like 45 minutes of my sister now, so I'm getting a car seat, and that baby is going to be with me. I'm just gonna pretend that baby is like my child. If there's one habit that was a game changer for your physique, what would it be? I would say all day long having a good morning and nighttime routine. I know that's not just one habit, but a morning and nighttime routine has saved me in so many ways. I think that finding some structure for your morning and have it the same every single day gives you this sense of like comfort as you get your day started, and you know how to master that exact routine. So you feel like you can take on all of the uncertainty that days tend to have coming at you. I think that me having this morning routine that I could do with my eyes closed, but it also gives me this sense of peace and kind of helps me like set my intentions for the day. I have my bed made, I have a clean apartment, I have like my workout done in the morning. I think that, and then I can start my day. And I think having that every single day just gives me this sense of like, I've got this. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, morning and nighttime routines, the best thing that I've ever done. Going to bed early and having the kitchen clean so that in the morning I can wake up and not be overwhelmed. Also an amazing habit that I've done. Let's see. What do you do when you get into a rut? One of the things that I do to deal with stress and anxiety is going on a ridiculous amount of walks. I've found that listening to a podcast or listening to worship music while going on a walk is kind of my escape. And a lot of people will do yoga or meditation, and walking is like my breath of fresh air. And if there is sunshine, then my mood is a million times better. I've just come to realize that sunshine's kind of what I need when I'm in a rut. And I know that's not always possible. Sometimes there are gloomy days, and that really does kind of throw me for a loop. But if I can get outside and get a walk in, my mental health definitely is a heck of a lot better. What would you be if your job was not social media or coaching? And this is interesting because, I don't ever really think about it. I just think, I hope that this lasts forever. And I really do think that if it weren't coaching or social media in the sense that in the way that I'm doing it, I think that I would be helping others do it. Helping people do kind of what I'm doing. And that could even be like companies doing social media for companies. I think that was kind of the route that I was going to take if I didn't do online coaching, run social media platforms for other companies. So what kind of extensions do you have is like one of my common questions as well. I have hand-tied hair extensions and they are a hot mess. I love them in the sense they make my hair thicker, but I'm actually getting them out next week just to see if I like my hair without them. Here is my length. This is my real hair. These are my extensions. They're about, I would say about an inch or an inch and a half difference. Maybe that's 2 inches. It depends because my real hair has a lot of layers. I'm actually getting them out because I only have 2 rows of hand-tied hair extensions and they've been great for thickness, but I love putting my hair in a bun on top of my head, and sometimes I'll throw it up and I'll like run to Target and I'll get home and I'm like, oh my gosh, my whole tracks were showing. Like these were all showing with my hair up in a bun. And I know there are ways that hairdressers can fix that so you can wear your hair up, but like I like to wear my hair in braids. I like to wear my hair in a bun on top of my head and in a low bun. I like to do my hair in so many different hairstyles that I'm actually just going to give it a shot without any extensions. So next week, I think it's on Wednesday or Thursday, I'm getting my extensions out, and then I'm actually getting my hair a little bit darker up here, some low lights, so that I can have like easier grow out. My hair is naturally blonde, but it's like a dirty blonde, and so when I have my hair this light, it just makes my roots look very harsh right up to it. It's so hard to know how long I've been talking, but this one kind of goes hand in hand with the social media affecting my mental health. Have you ever had imposter syndrome, or do you ever struggle with imposter syndrome? And I've heard a couple other social media influencers or fitness coaches talk about I don't think fitness coaches, but like fitness influencers talk about imposter syndrome. And I will say I didn't really understand it at first. I understand it now. I really do. It's a very strange feeling when you're out in public and there are people that come up to you. And one, it's my favorite thing. I will say meeting y'all is like my favorite thing in the world. If I'm out in public and you see me and you want to come talk to me, do not dare apologize to me, because I'm just like, it makes my heart so full. Some people are like, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but like, I love you and I want to meet you and all of this. And I'm like, oh my God, my heart is like so full. But I will say it's a very strange feeling that people get excited to see you out in public, and like people will say like, you've motivated me and done this. It's a strange feeling because it's almost like, who, me? Like, I just started my YouTube within the last year. It's only been a couple years of having TikTok and having my Instagram take off, so it's all very fresh for me, and it's a very crazy feeling to be impacting others' lives, and you almost feel like every once in a while you catch yourself feeling like, am I worthy of this platform, and am I worthy of like this attention and love that I get from these strangers? And that's just because it's foreign to me. It's new, and it's something that I'm not used to, and I love it. It's not that I'm like, don't come up to me in public and don't tell me how much you love my platforms, because it means the world to me and it keeps me going. Okay, we're gonna do the last question. My camera keeps overheating. I think it's because it's in the sun right here, but that's okay. Last question is, oh, I gotta pull it up. What advice would you give your 23-year-old self? And I thought this was funny because I am 23, but I'm going to say what advice I would give 20-year-old self, or 21 even. I would say that there's absolutely nothing out of your reach. I remember when I would talk about my goals or my dreams at that age, I would say, I know this is a stretch, but this is what I would love to do someday. I know that this is like a long shot, but I would love to do this. And I would go back and say, you are capable of anything you set your mind to, and you have everything within you already. I have built my absolute dream life, and it started when I finally stopped feeling like things were out of my control. I did not just dream of things. I put a plan of action into everything, and I went after it. So I think that would be my piece of advice. I think that we put ourselves in a box and we set limitations on ourselves. And once you let go of that and you say that like, it does not matter what your situation is, you are capable of creating your dream life and going after every dream that you have, go for it. All in all, I think that I would give myself the advice of, you're worthy of every bit of success and happiness that you want in life. And I'll stick to that one. I think that's good advice for you too. You deserve it, and work your butt off to get there. Make yourself create a life that you like waking up for every single morning. And that's my piece of advice. I think that I've probably talked for way too long, so we will call it a day on this Q&A. I love y'all so much. I hope you enjoyed this Q&A. I need to do this more often because I feel like there were so many really good questions, but I was like, okay, I like to talk on each question and not just like give you a quick little answer. But I hope y'all enjoyed. I love y'all, and thanks so much for being here. Make sure to subscribe because we do have lots of exciting videos coming up. Lots of what I eat in a day, morning routine, nighttime routine, all of the things, vlogs and whatnot. But thanks so much for being here, and I will see y'all next time.